Anybody who's bought flowers on Valentine's Day knows the scene. You got mildly frantic guys. They're crowding into the florist. They're going to the grocery store, the deli, overpaying for some somewhat sad-looking roses. Here talking about Brad Weinstein is here. He's a florist at Petals and Stems. All right, Brad, are there tips you have for folks buying flowers?
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So what are the tips? What should I be looking out for?
Well, I mean, a few different things, definitely. There's a lot of advertisements out there, and you just kind of need to do a little bit of research, just like when you see these Black Friday deals that look so great.
Mm-hmm.
So my main thing is that when you're seeing an advertisement on the radio or on the internet or commercials, they're sending flowers, but they may not be arranged in a vase. It may be just shipped to you in a box. So that's, one thing I think the consumer needs to be aware of when they're looking at something. They need to really read the fine line about that, because getting flowers in a box, when especially up in the New York area and all those areas where it gets really cold, sending flowers in a box, I think sometimes your flowers may get frozen.
That's bad. I would think you want to keep the flowers cold. That's not good.
Well, you want to keep them cold, but you don't want to go below, the 30s. We keep our refrigeration about 44 degrees, 45 degrees. But, if it gets into the 30s and the 20s, and in some years during Valentine's there were those where in the upper areas they were reaching 20s. And when they reach 20, we wrap them in paper when they leave our store. Because I've seen it, it definitely can freeze them.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's tough, I don't know. I want to just order something and get it to my special person. How do I know if they're going to wrap it or do what they need to do?
I think the biggest thing is if you just kind of read it, because a lot of times if it's being FedExed or UPSed, you see that it's being shipped.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes I'll get the consumer calling me and saying, well, this is this price, and they're telling me what website they're on. I'm like, but if you really look at it, it's saying it's being FedExed. That's it, and then you got all your charges on top of that. So I think that's definitely one thing. I mean, another thing too is that the florist isn't just trying to take advantage of the consumer. The roses, it is the supply and demand of it, and it starts from the grower raising their price from the supply chain all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
I think though that roses are very traditional, but really a lot of our other flowers, the prices really don't go up. It's so you could send.
So you're just going to get hosed on roses for Valentine's Day.
Correct.
Okay.
Sending and just an arrangement or incorporating an arrangement with roses in it. I think that I think so much of it is just the traditionalist of it, but also a lot of men are ordering flowers, and men don't necessarily do any research. And so
no, we don't know. We couldn't care less. Just get it done, get it out of the way, ship it out.
Some of it too. That is some of it too. But we're getting more and more people who are calling and just having us create just an amazing arrangement. So I think that's something that you could do.
Your arrangement of 12 up, 12 down. That's a lovely one.
You're on our website. All right, I love it.
Brad, I'm a professional. This is what I do for a living. I'm not going to tell you how to do your flowers. Don't tell me how to do my show. This is what I do. Anyway,
there you go.
Do you have a website you want people to go to? What is it?
Sure,
Petals and Stems.
PetalsStemsDFW, yes, sir.
All right. Anything else? Do we have to go to your website to get the only good deals?
No, I mean, I think that dealing with a true local florist, so whatever city you're in is really just dealing with a true brick-and-mortar local florist.
Now, see, I've had a hard time when I want to buy flowers for my girlfriend who's out of town, for example. It's hard to find a local one sometimes.
It is. I think that, even in the city that you're in, having a relationship with that florist. So if you live in XYZ city, find that florist. Find your florist, just like it's your hairdresser.
This is one thing that has never crossed my mind ever. I'm 51 now. I need to go find me a florist to be a friend with.
Yes, because we come in and out of the individual lives of the individuals that are placing orders, and we have a lot of customers, and I think that was some of it. The reason why people are getting burned is because they're not developing a relationship with a florist, just like you develop a relationship with a bank, your insurance agent, your hair, the person who does your hair. I mean, I think. I like to frequent a certain restaurant all the time, that when I walk in, they know us. They know what I want to drink before I even ask them.
All right. Well, hey, I never thought of it. It's a good idea. All right, PetalsStemsDFW. Brad Weinstein, thank you so much for being here and training today, USA.